Welcome back to Seed Soil Water. My name is Brittany Sunshyne, and I am stoked to be here reading Breaking the Habit of Being Yourself by Dr. Joe Dispenza. Not only am I reading it, but I'm also applying the root system of biblical foundation that I come from, along with a lot of quantum physics, life recreation, a lot of stuff I've learned from Quasi Joe here, and he's learned from a lot of different teachers, and he really does a great job of minimizing the lesson into something that's very digestible. So that's the goal. Let's do this. This is continuing from last time. This is what this book will do for you. It's going to help us come to a new understanding of ourselves and the world so that we can embrace new knowledge and have new experiences. Yes, please. Let's break that old shit off and get moving forward. Okay. Your past shortfalls can be traced at the root to one major oversight. You haven't committed yourself to living by the truth that your thoughts have consequences so great that they create your reality. That's so much pressure. Does that not feel like so much pressure? Like your thoughts are that big of a deal? But what blows my mind about this is that things are happening on the outside that I would have never thought of. And so some of this stuff is still a little bit like woo-woo for me to really comprehend. The fact is that we are all blessed. We all can reap the benefits of our constructive efforts. We don't have to settle for our present reality. We can create a new one whenever we choose to. We all have that ability because for better or worse, our thoughts do influence our lives. I'm sure that you've heard before. I'm sure you've heard that before, but I wonder whether most people really believe this statement on a gut level. What is he talking about? We all have that ability for better or worse. Our thoughts do influence our lives. We can create a new one whenever we choose. Okay, that's what he's saying. We probably heard that before, like you can create your life, but do we really believe it? Do we really know it? Know that you know that you know that you know. If we truly embraced the notion that our thoughts produce tangible effects in our lives, wouldn't we strive to never let one thought slip by us that we didn't want to experience? And wouldn't we focus our attention on what we want instead of continually obsessing about our problems? Taking your thoughts captive is literally a life skill and it's a discipline. And I believe that that's why, it's all the rage right now to do things like cold plunge. And fasting is like an ancient practice that is super important. And it is because it teaches us how to get our mind to tell our vessel, our body, to submit to whatever is at hand, and it's in a healthy way. Like cold plunge is actually extremely valuable for our health. And fasting, even a 24-hour liquid like water fast, is extremely valuable for your body. But how often are we able to get ourselves to do that? Because it's uncomfortable. We don't like uncomfortable. We've created a society that thrives on comfort, finding the fastest way to comfort, to remain comfortable, and to avoid discomfort at almost any cost, even down to like to feeling bored or to we want to be distracted. We want things popping up on our screens. We want people popping in our DMs. We want attention. We want to be told we're beautiful. And it's like that shit can become so addicting, but it can be, and it's like not even real. Like it's not actually this sustainable, healthy way of living. I hear, by the way, whenever I say something, I hear every rebuttal. There's only so many times I can sit and argue with every rebuttal. I'm not going to do that right now. Take it or leave it. Chew the meat, spit the bones of whatever doesn't resonate, and just keep it moving. So your past shortfalls can be traced at their root to one major oversight, that you have not committed yourself to living by the truth that your thoughts have consequences. They're so great that they create your reality. That's so much pressure. It really stresses me out, quite frankly. Okay, so think about it. If you really knew that this principle were true, would you ever miss a day in intentionally creating your desired destiny? Whew. And let me tell you what, we can all start strong, And then what happens is the madness of life cuts in, and then you can forget sometimes. I forgot, like I started out being really good at meditating, being really good, but there's so many distractions. And if you have kids, they're like, you know, trainers number one to cut into your day and make everything go off the rails. To change your life, change your beliefs about the nature of reality. I hope this book will shift your view of how our world operates and convince you that you are more powerful than you knew, and inspire you to demonstrate the understanding that what you think and believe has a profound effect on your world. What you think about and what you actually believe, because what you actually believe will influence how you feel. And we're going to get into it, but we're all little radio stations. We're all emitting a signal, and the signal is literally like, it's like a radio. It's like creating the atmosphere with which we live in. So imagine that you're playing this like reggae song, and it's like this cool vibe, low key, chill mode, jam sesh. But then something happens. And so like that's the atmosphere that you're living in. Like no worries, everything's chill, like low stress. Exhale, life is good. But then let's say something happens and it's like terror or hatred or fear. And those are definitely low vibe feelings, and they make you tense up. And like now it's like tension. And don't get me wrong, there's times for that. Like there's times for all that. But what are you living in? What is like the basis of the like the atmosphere that you're living within for the majority of the time? And what is the story that you're saying in your head that then is like informing your subconscious and informing your body, because now your body is carrying that story of what you actually believe. So it's funny because like there's people in religion that are out there that are like spitting out verses and stuff, but they don't actually have like faith is trust, like deep trust. Like I know he shows up for me. Like I know. And what's wrong with religion is it puts it on this like whether he chooses to or not. Like, and I just that's the part that keeps people bound. All right, so let's keep going before I get myself in trouble. Until you break away from the way that you see your present reality, any change in your life will always be haphazard and transitory. You have to overhaul your thinking about why things happen in order to produce enduring and desired outcomes. To do that, you'll need to be open to a new interpretation of what is real and true. To help you shift into this mode of thought and to begin to create a life of your choosing, I have to begin with a bit of cosmology, the study of the structure and dynamics of the universe. But don't be alarmed, we're merely going to skim through the nature of reality 101 and how some of our views about it have evolved to reach our present understanding. All of this is to explain of necessity in a brief and simple way how it is possible that your thoughts shape your destiny. This chapter just might test your willingness to abandon ideas that have been, in a sense, programmed into you for many years on a conscious and subconscious level. Once you gain a new conception of the fundamental forces and elements that constitute reality, it won't fit into that old perception in which the linear and the orderly rule the day. Once you gain a new conception of the fundamental forces and elements that constitute reality, it won't fit into that old perception in which the linear and the orderly rule the day. Be prepared to experience some fundamental shifts in understanding. In fact, as you begin to embrace this new outlook, your very makeup as a human being will change. It is my wish that you will no longer be the same person you were when you began. Obviously, I'm about to challenge you, but I want you to know that I'm entirely empathetic because I too have had to let go of what I thought was true and leap into the unknown. Into the unknown. That's my kid's favorite right now. Okay. To ease into this new way of thinking about the nature of our world, let's see how our worldview was shaped by the early belief that mind and matter were separate things. Okay. Join me in the next one. I'm challenging you to actually come back to this series until we do the whole thing. Because at the end, I'm going to take Dr. Joe's recommendations for the meditations and actually create guided meditations for all of us to do together. So invite your friends. Let's make it a challenge for all of us to take this whole journey together and learn this, apply it, talk about it, and then freaking do it at the end and meditate ourselves into the life that we actually want. I'm asking for you to come along with me because I don't want to go alone. All right. So let's do this. Okay. Be blessed, be well, be free.